Hola mi gente, Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm glad you can join me. If you're looking for a good cashback credit card, you have a lot of choices out there. We all know. You got cards from Chase, like the Freedom Flex, Freedom Unlimited, American Express, Blue Cash Everyday Card. You have Discover It, Bank of America, Saver One and Quicksilver from Capital One. But there's one card that flies under the radar, and I think it's probably because there's not as much advertising around it, so it's not in people's faces as much, but that would be the Citi Custom Cash Card. It's a good card if you want something simple. If you're looking for a card that just gives you 5% cash back on the category of your choice, you're good to go. So if you decide that every single statement you're going to spend that card on gas, you're going to get 5%. That's it. Up to $500, okay? So you're gonna look at that and you're gonna say, okay, at the end of the year, you're gonna get max cash back $300. But it's still $300 back in your pocket. You're gonna get a $200 statement credit after you spend $1,500 in the first 6 months. And also, that card comes with 15 months, zero APR, zero interest, even on the balance transfers, although they're going to charge you that 5% balance transfer fee. But again, it's a solid card if you're looking for simplicity and if you're looking to just use it for one particular item that you're going to use it for month after month after month. You don't have to select a category, but you just got to make sure you use it for that particular reason, because if not, then it becomes 1% for every other spend that you have on the card. Now, what are the categories that you can use this card on? So restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores. Now these are where it becomes a little tricky with the language they use. Select travel, select transit, select streaming services, drugstores, home improvement stores, fitness clubs, etc., and live entertainment. Now for restaurants, this is what bugs me a little bit. What you and I might think normally would count as a restaurant that you're going to use this card in doesn't necessarily mean they're going to give you that credit if you use it in these particular categories. So they do include cafes, bars, lounges, and fast food. However, it excludes bakeries, any kind of catering service. And if you go, let's say, eat at a restaurant in a hotel, that's not going to count. If you eat at a restaurant in Yankee Stadium, that's not going to count. So you got to be careful and particular on how it's being coded. So if I were you, keep it simple, keep it to the things you know you will get the cash back in this particular category. Gas stations. It excludes warehouse clubs, so your Sam's Club, your Walmart, Costco gas, etc. Discount stores, convenience stores, and merchants that don't use that particular code for gas stations, okay? Now, grocery stores, again, similar to the restaurant situation, but it's going to include supermarkets, seafood stores, butchers, dairy stores, here bakeries. But remember, only if you're going to go to a bakery once, it's not going to, if that's not what you're going to use it for every single month, like the prior category where we're looking at restaurants, you might just get your 1%. So you got to be careful when you do this, okay? It does exclude superstores, your Targets, your Kmarts, your Walmart, Costco, BJ's, and so on, and any kind of specialty stores. Like if you go to the mall and they have like a candy store, or they have they sell, you know, imported nuts or whatever, things like that, that's not going to count. Now for travel, it's extensive, but again, you got to be careful. Airlines, hotels, cruise lines, and travel agencies, you're good to go. Not good to go, timeshares, renting a boat, if you're going to go to a campground or get a trailer, or real estate agencies. That's a no-go. Now, transit. Transit is extensive, okay? And what I would tell people is, if you have a lot of spend, let's say, on your tolls, going to and from to work, let's say crossing the George Washington Bridge here from Jersey to New York or vice versa, that's where you might just want to put this as the card that collects that particular spend monthly, because it's automatic, okay? But you have car rentals, ferries, commuter railways, subways, taxis and limousines, passenger trains, tolls, like I said before, parking lots and garages. So like if you're in the city and you're going to charge your monthly fee on the garage, this would be great for that. Or if you go a lot to the city, to any big city where the parking garages are expensive and you know you're going to have that spend. I was in New York City last week. Parking garages there can run you up to $75 a day. So think about that. One day, 75 bucks. This card would come in handy for that. Now, it excludes bike rentals and scooter rentals that you see out here in the city and in other major cities across the country, auto clubs, and no insurance companies. Drugstores, pharmacies, inside of grocery stores, and other superstores, it does count, okay? But the problem is the coding has to be specific. So you need to make sure that the merchant code they use is the one that's going to give you the 5% back. So this is where I get a little leery because depending on the store setup, depending on how they code. So what I would say is maybe the first month out, use the card across various things and see where you're going to get that 5% to kind of give you a feel for the card and what they accept. I know it's a little bit counterintuitive because you want 5% on that main thing. But if you're new to this and you want to see what works best, give it that month tryout, see where you're doing most of your spend, and then stick with that. I think that's your better bet with this. Home improvement stores includes home supply warehouses, lumber stores, nurseries, plant stores, etc. But not florist supply stores, no nursery stock, which is kind of weird, and no wholesale construction stores, okay? So again, it's the language that kind of gets me. So try it out to see what works best. If that's normally what you do anyway, if you do a lot of gardening and things, see where they're going to give you that 5% first before you make it that dedicated card. Fitness clubs, it'll do your membership fees, but you have to go in person to these. It's not going to do the virtual membership clubs, okay? So you got to keep that in mind. So if you do any virtual trainings and things, that's not going to work for this. Live entertainment, another one that's kind of fuzzy, where you can go to a live sporting event or the theater, amusement park, or go see an orchestra. However, if you're going to go see an orchestra done for a charity, that's not going to count. If you're going to some sort of sporting camp, that's not going to count. Nothing for golf courses, bowling alleys, which a lot of people like to go to, movie theaters, and museums and art galleries. So again, it's left up to interpretation and the coding. And that's what kind of bugs me about this card, if I'm being honest with you. If I were you, keep it simple. Try it out that 1 month, see how it works and where the category fits in for you. Because you don't want to get a card that's only going to give you the very little 5% spend on that particular statement period because you have it scattered across different things. Try it out for 1 month doing that, but then see how that plays out for you later on. So do I think this card is good for you? I think if you're looking for a solid cashback, simple card, throw it in your glove compartment, use it when you're going to go get gas, this is perfect, okay? It's perfect for that. Or like I said, add it to your tolls, or if you have to buy a train pass, do that. But just make sure that you're getting that 5% and just keep it for that. Because if not, then you're only going to get the 1%. Or if you do it over multiple categories, you know, every single statement period, you're not going to get the 5% return that you're looking for, you think you're going to be able to get. And again, it's $200 when you spend $1,500 in 6 months. So that's not a bad deal. But I think the Citi Custom Cash Card is a good pick to have in your wallet for a solid cashback card, especially if you're going to stick to one item every particular statement period. If you like anything that I spoke about in this video, found it a little entertaining, got some information out of it, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel, it helps with the algorithm, and it helps me put out more content to you guys on a weekly basis. Like always, thanks for tuning. Until the next time.